Hi everyone, it's Eileen Burns from Stress Coach Training. In today's video, I'm going to explore a little bit about the differences between the accredited relaxation therapy and the add-on accredited stress management course. We're going to look at some of the differences and what is in the modules in the accredited stress management practitioner course that is not in the relaxation therapist training. So I'm going to show you some of the content that is in the relaxation therapy training course, and go through that and then explain some of the ones that we are going to be including in the accredited stress management. So this is one of the landing pages for the relaxation training, and so I'm just going to go through some of the main things here. So obviously, the course is mostly about relaxation therapy. It's about taking people off the stress response and the anxiety response. So if I give you a bit of a background before I go into this, so I started studying like healing and meditation, we're talking about 30 years ago, and very quickly behind that was different stress management courses. And I've done a lot of different types of courses, and some of them were college courses, open university, and then I did open university and other types of things. And stress management is quite a wide subject. But when I was first doing stress management, what I did notice as someone that had came from a holistic perspective as well, that 30 years ago, stress management, there was, the only way I could explain it, I felt there was a very, very masculine slant on it, very corporate slant. Things were starting to break through. People were starting to use more like what we'd call westernized mindfulness, which is like, if you think about mindfulness-based stress reduction, you know, as a Western slant on it. It's not completely you know, from the original mindfulness, Buddhist mindfulness, but a lot of things were starting to move. There was holistic and there was other things coming through, but a lot of it was, even though of course you help people, there's, you know, anyone who you know does any extensive stress management training will use something to help people you know, teach them tools to help them switch off. But a lot of it was very mental based. And one of the biggest problems people have is that when they are very stressed and very anxious, it's very difficult for them to make changes in their life and to make breakthroughs when they are unable to relax. And one of the things that I saw, and I realized very quickly that teaching someone how to relax, how to, how could you say, let go and have the ability to get better quality sleep, to be able to be more still and get less distracted by things, can make a huge difference in the way that you approach your life. And if you look at, that's one of the reasons why meditation and mindfulness is very popular. And I studied many different types of meditation. So when I started the relaxation therapy, it was first of all a very basic training, but I realised quite quickly, I'd done it like an introduction kind of, well, it was level 1, level 2. But a variety of things happened, particularly with some of the students, and I realised that it's like almost you can't give people, you know, in a short time, a lot of wisdom. I actually, I suppose, was naive in people's awareness. And what I realised was that in many ways, you know, what I recognised for my own journey was that every client's different, every circumstance is different, and that some tools are more effective for some clients. And, you know, I dealt with clients that had, you know, severe disablement, chronic health challenges, people who were in extreme caring situations. So I'll give you some examples. So I remember meeting a woman who had several disabled children, and she was also looking after a sick relative. And she had a situation where the sick relative was refusing that anyone else help her except her. So this woman was struggling just to get the basic sleep and get enough sleep so she could cope. So what we've got to understand, of course, and there's a lot of, what I realised in a lot of stress management, there's a lot about mental health, balancing your lifestyle, and these are all important and lots of other things. But some people are very much still in this survival response in the way they're living their life, right? And relaxation techniques can, if you're able to teach some relaxation techniques and other types of approaches that can get the body off that stress response or can help them achieve, some form of balance and restoration, physical and mental and emotional restoration, that can make a huge difference to their life. And relaxation therapy, even though I trained extensively, what most of my work tended to be was constantly being asked to do the same thing. And it was basic levels, and a lot of it involved people like the relaxation therapy part. So I was asked quite a lot by therapists, would I train them in it? Because one of the things as well was there was a lot of people doing these things, but and using, for example, guided imagery and guided meditations, but they didn't always know what they were doing. And a lot of people, what I discovered through a lot of organisations asking me to come in, they had maybe circumstances where people had been coming in doing guided visualisations and something happened, and it was clear that the therapist didn't understand that certain language should be used, and when you're doing these type of things, and some things shouldn't be used. So I was asked quite a few times, would I consider training therapists up? And as I said, I started that, and then I realised that I always wanted to have a stress management training skill. I always wanted to do that, but it was just the way it happened. The relaxation therapy came first, and then even though I did teach stress management, I didn't offer a full accreditation in that area for a variety of reasons. But in this course, in the relaxation therapy training, we do cover probably a lot more in the stress management than even many basic stress management certificates do. So I have to be honest, in already our course, we do give a substantial information on anxiety and stress management. So as you can see, our students are taught different types of relaxation techniques and when certain ones are appropriate for some clients and when they're not. We're talked about different stress management strategies and tools, and we'll learn a lot about looking at stress from many different perspectives, right? And anxiety management. We also have they'll learn a variety of meditation and mindfulness tools, and also throw in some basics in NLP, guided visualization, and then there's some extra breathing techniques. Now, that is a foundational course. It takes about 120 hours of study and self-practice for the person to put it in. So all of particularly the main foundation of the course, it is important that the student starts applying it to their own life before they teach anyone. I just don't believe that anyone should be teaching something that they've not done themselves or are willing to do themselves. And that's the whole point, and it's been a bit more authentic. But where does this add on to the stress management? Okay, well, the stress management has a variety of different sort of techniques, and I'm just going to show you, we'll just stop there now, and I'm just going to show you and take you over to the accredited stress management. So here I'm going to show you, this is an actual page for my students already who are already on the training, and the prices only apply to the students who are actually already on the relaxation therapy training. So this is just a page, and the reason I'm showing you this is just that obviously at the moment the accreditation stress management is only available to people who have already just purchased the relaxation training or have attended the relaxation therapist training from 2009. And any other students from the past, they can take part, but they have to do quite a few other things because there's new training that they would have missed out on. Okay, so to get the stress management practitioner accreditation, the student has to cover quite a lot that's already in the relaxation training. So if you can imagine, a lot of that overlaps, and there's modules in the relaxation training that gives a big strong foundation of different aspects of stress management. So basically what they're doing is building, it's like the foundation of the stress management is inside the relaxation training, right? And the modules that the add-on are the healthy life work balance. Now we do include a little bit about that inside the training, but in this module we look at different some different tools that are used in the personal development industry, but also something, you know, often used in the coaching industry to help assess and help your clients assess that healthy life work balance and healthy, just to get a picture of their lifestyle, different areas of their life where they are, maybe, you know, there's things that are not balanced, and it also the art of cushioning, and the art of cushioning towards a healthier, balanced lifestyle, and that to help the clients become much more stress resilient, right? And so we use a variety of tools for that. In each section, you're taught different things, and then you're given an opportunity to practice with another student in a breakout room, something very simple you're using. Now, the module runs, it's like 2 hours. It's a 2-hour session. I've forgotten that actually should be. Now that should actually be a 1-2 hour session. Okay. Sorry, I've made a mistake there. But anyway, it's a 1-2 hour session, but it actually, I've told, because it starts at 5:30 to 7:30, it may run to 8 o'clock. That means if students want to stay on later to practice, or, you know, the practice takes a lot longer, because sometimes when we do these things, students ask questions, it can take longer. So the class may be up to 2.5 hours, okay? And after each session, students are given a little bit of kind of something to do within the next month. So it's each month, so they can apply it to case studies they're presently doing, or even apply some of their practice into students or clients they already have, okay? The second one, it's the healthier mindset, and we're going to use a kind of simple CBT tool. And I have to highlight here that you're definitely not a CBT practitioner. Often people have to do a degree or at least masters to become a CBT practitioner, right? But we are demonstrating a very a useful tool that you can give again over to your clients, and you can use when if they get stuck. So this is a tool where, you know, sometimes it's just people's obviously thought patterns, their ruminative thinking, certain things that are keeping them trapped in certain sabotaging situations or situations where they're struggling with. So this is a tool, and it's all about you using tools and giving them the tool, showing them how to use it, and then getting them to use it for themselves. It's not about you analysing them, okay? It's about you giving over the tool, right? The relationship analysis in this module, we will look at different, you know, aspects of relationships, but it's a tool that can help the client assess things more objectively that may be going on, and also where there may be a huge imbalance of expectation, energy, or demands, and it can help them see things from a more balanced perspective. And maybe where they're maybe given a lot in certain situations and they're getting nothing in return, or people are very demanding, and it helps them see things more objectively and then look at it from a different perspective. I may bring in a little bit about helping people look at basic archetypes and things that can impact the way that, so sometimes we're all different, we all have different traits, and we have different strengths and vulnerabilities. So it's really important. And when we manage stress, why do some people have really big challenges in one area but not in another? And it can do with obviously life experience, life trauma, but it can also be do with your, you know, even archetypal traits or personality traits, right? Module 4 is stress at work, and this module we will look at simple ways to do stress risk assessment in the workplace, or even for someone working remotely at home, and different strategies that can support workplace and home working stress, right? So it's all about helping you see, you know, being able to go in and support, you know, in a work environment, go in and do maybe some stress management training. On it's more about awareness, and obviously, as I said already, in the relaxation training, there's all the more than the basics about stress management. So you've already got all that comes alongside this, and it just means you've got another way to look at other things that go on in the workplace that might not go on in other people's areas of their life, right? And again, that is it'd be a 2 to 2.5 hour session. Okay. Module 5 is time management skills, and in this module we will look at time management and healthier productivity approaches to reduce stress at home and work. And you know, time management, there's a lot of different types of time management skills out there, and sometimes it's about, and depends on what environment the person is, or even the way that they function. So, you know, someone who's ADHD is going to find certain types of time management may not be suitable. Also can be to do with people's health and all sorts of things. So some time management skills are types of strategies work for some people, but not for another, right? So that's another really important thing. And this encourages healthy productivity. Now, these are all useful things if you want to go out and do stress management in the workplace or an organisation. And the key here is not just about supporting an organisation to have more increased productivity. It's not about that. It's about making sure that their clients can, or the students, sorry, their students, their employees, you know, and management are doing it in a more healthier perspective, because you know sometimes workplace is all about productivity and managing time, but to the detriment of the employee. All right. Now, because this is the first time I'm going to do this as the accreditation version like this, and you know have the actual stress management practitioner training, I will be given an extra, I'm not saying what it is, but it's a technique, a really very useful, that's all I'm going to say, a very, very useful technique, an advanced technique that I use, and it can be used as reducing stress. This is a bonus for anyone who completes all the modules and is taking part in the accreditation, is paid for the relaxation training as well. So who go to complete the accreditation will get this, and it's a really useful tool that can help clients de-stress and even self-heal. It's also really useful for trauma and all sorts of things, right? And again, this will include some assessment, right? Now, it should, I don't know why it's saying be 2 hours. It's a 1 2 hour session with practice and other things. Now, there's also going to be Q&As. So there's 2 1 hour Q&A sessions to be arranged as part of the assessment for this. So once you have tools, like all these tools, and you've learned the extra tools, and you're actually accompanying them with the stress management you already have, there will be different Q&As before assessment, just for students to come on and ask questions. So at that point, students should have started to use some of the tools on themselves, and maybe, you know, other people. And then obviously they can be assessed. But also what will be included, which is not live training, but there will be a module on the role of a stress management practitioner to define exactly what that means. And I will be adding some bonus videos and things like that in sections. Now, say for example, you're someone who's already a therapist or a coach, right, and you've got a certain level of training, and you quite fancy doing some of these modules. Now, as I said, the £47 is only, that's at students that are already on a training, they just get a discount. But if this is something that you're interested in any of these, just doing these as individual modules rather than accreditation just for your own purpose, please do get in touch. And I would just have to know the kind of training you've got, the background you've got, just to see the suitability, because some of the modules do require a certain amount of knowledge about certain things, because you're going to be basing it on foundational skills. But again, as I said, anyone who does want to do the actual accredited stress management practitioner course has to, at the moment, have done the relaxation therapy or be willing to, you know, doing that at the moment. You can't pass the accreditation stress management until you've done the relaxation therapy. It's just the way it is at the moment, because most of that course is in it, and it's going to take me a wee bit of time to move the foundations, all that, from one platform. It can take a lot of time and money to move that into another course. So at the moment, that's why I just wanted to offer it to the students that had already done the foundation. So I hope that explains things and makes it more clearer. So the relaxation therapy does have, so I have to add, the relaxation does have what we call, it's a certificate of completion and to do with stress management, but it does not, you're not an actual practitioner, right? So it's just like a kind of basic introduction to stress management, where this one actually you do get the title of a stress management practitioner. And with the amount that you have to do in the training, and you add the training hours and like things you've got to kind of do at home and your own case studies, you need to do a couple of case studies for this. You have to do a minimum of 6 sessions of 2 clients and 1 live training, and that might be, it could be you're doing it for the group. And you don't have to worry about that, because we'll just pick different subjects that you can talk about, so do not worry about that. That's something I can help you with. But the course, the difference is that it does give you the title of being a stress management practitioner, and you will be given actual things that you can use right away. And if you want, you can add, you know, just for a small fee, get certain things branded to your business. So the things that I'll be giving you can use them freely out with your clients. And all you do is you can get your logo put on them for a small fee, and then you've got something that you can print out and use right away without you having to create a whole load of content. And as I said, at the moment, you get the accreditation free. So normally my accreditation, because I've got to assess you and, you know, get a certificate, I get someone else that does the certificate for me, just for a variety of reasons. But I am, you're not having to pay for that. So it's actually the whole, all of these, it's only £147. It will not be that price again. So that's just to give you an idea. Okay, so enjoy, have a beautiful day, weekend, or whatever you're doing. Bye-bye.